يا أبا صالح.
The first one is the day of the Mahdi. ذكرهم بأيام الله. Remind each other, my dear brothers and sisters, that there will be a day of reappearance. Every prophet of God spoke about the end of times and that God's successor will establish justice on earth. Don't lose hope. Constantly remember that day. Work for that day. Prepare for that day. Work for justice, because your problems will be solved through Al-Imam Al-Mahdi. And inshallah tomorrow in our discussion we'll examine that. How is Al-Imam Al-Mahdi the solution to all my problems? ذكرهم بأيام الله. Remember that day. And if you want to have the honor of experiencing the government of your Imam and coming back in the Raj'ah if you depart before his reappearance, work for it. Make yourself eligible for that, brothers and sisters. And there is no honor greater than seeing the government of your Imam, and the peace and the justice of your Imam, and the knowledge and the light of your Imam. Just imagine, you can see him speak, and you can ask him any question, and he'll give you the solution to every problem. But do you want to be eligible to come back? Work hard. Work now. Secure your iman and your faith and your actions and your morality, and Allah will give you that honor. So that's the first day. The second, the day of the Raj'ah. After the Imam reappears, Allah will give the chance to so many believers who died throughout history to come and be with the Imam, to work for justice, and to experience his amazing global justice. Everyone has that honor. That is why we recite Dua al-Ahd. It's recommended to recite it every morning for 40 days. To inspire you that even if you leave this world and you don't see justice, that divine justice, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you a chance. Die with full iman, Allah will give you the opportunity to come back to this life. That is the Raj'ah, well established in our teachings. And what is the third one? The day of judgment. وَذَكِّرْهُمْ بِأَيَّامِ اللَّهِ. Constantly remember the day of judgment. One of the best ways, my dear brothers and sisters, to keep ourselves in check, to stop ourselves from distractions, because the distractions destroy us, they ruin us, is to think of the day of judgment. How often do we think of the day of judgment? It's a difficult day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Muzammil states very powerfully, in a way that moves us, فَكَيْفَ تَتَّقُونَ إِن كَفَرْتُمْ يَوْمًا يَجْعَلُ الْوِلْدَانَ شِيبًا. You know what the day of judgment does? It makes young boys old. That's how severe it is. Read Surah Al-Hajj. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in Surah Al-Hajj? يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ اتَّقُوا رَبَّكُمْ. People, fear God. Respect the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Live decently. إِنَّ زَلْزَلَةَ السَّاعَةِ شَيْءٌ عَظِيمٌ. The tremble, the earthquake of the day of judgment is massive. It's serious. Don't underestimate it. Constantly remember the day of judgment. That the Holy Quran paints to us this very disturbing image. يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا تَذْهَلُ كُلُّ مُرْضَعَةٍ عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ. The day of judgment is so severe such that if there's a woman breastfeeding her child, she'll forget about her child, she'll leave her child. And we know how a woman, a mother is connected to her baby. She's willing to die to protect her baby. But the day of judgment is so severe, she'll forget she even has a child. يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا تَذْهَلُ كُلُّ مُرْضَعَةٍ عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا. And every pregnant woman would miscarry. وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى. You see people, they're drunk. وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. But they're not drunk. So why are they acting like that? Like they've lost their mind. وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. But that day is a severe day. It's a serious day. My dear brothers and sisters, if every single day you think of the day of judgment, believe me, I'm not going to cheat and lie and ruin this person's reputation and be bad to my parents and commit sins left and right. The best thing you can do is to remember Ayyam Allah, and the last of them is the day of judgment. That's the best thing you can do to yourself. We believe in the Day of Judgment, but how often do we envision it? But that's what the muttaqun do. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam in Nahj al-Balagha, that's how he describes the muttaqeen. He gives you 114 qualities of the muttaqeen in Khutbatul Muttaqeen. And one of them is so beautiful. أَمَّا اللَّيْلُ فَصَافُونَ أَقْدَامَهُم. Do this tonight, brothers and sisters. I guarantee you, you will see changes in your life. I guarantee you the Quran will interact to you. Some of us, we don't feel like the Quran relates to us. I hear that commonly. Sayyid, I read the Quran, I don't benefit anything, it doesn't move me. You can start tonight, 5 minutes. I'm not telling you to stand for 8 hours. 5 minutes, stand on your feet. As Imam Ali alayhi salam describes, أَمَّا اللَّيْلُ فَصَافُونَ أَقْدَامَهُم. At night, when people are either asleep or partying, they are standing on their 2 feet. أَمَّا اللَّيْلُ فَصَافُونَ أَقْدَامَهُم تَالِينَ لَأَجْزَاءِ الْقُرْآنِ. While standing on their feet, they read the Holy Quran, parts of the Quran. يُحَزِّنُونَ بِهِ أَنفُسَهُم. They experience sorrow when they read the Quran because they realize the seriousness of this life. I'm not taking advantage of my days. I've committed all these sins and mistakes. Ya Allah, save me. They experience that sorrow because sorrow indicates seriousness. And then what does Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam states? وَيَسْتَثِيرُونَ بِهِ دَوَاءَ دَائِهِمْ. And then they take the medicine in the Quran and they put it on the disease of their hearts. Allahu Akbar. What a description from Amir al-Mu'mineen. They take the medication of the Quran and they put it on the disease of their hearts. That is mind-blowing. That is absolutely fascinating. That's Ayyamullah. Stand on your 2 feet and think of the Day of Judgment. Read 5 minutes of the Quran. It will change your life.
Allahumma kull waliyya